Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nothing But Games podcast. As per the usual, I'm your host, Matt. I don't know why there was a pause there, but it's okay.
Awkward pause, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Joined by Mike and Marcus.
Hey, how's it going?
Mm-hmm. The usual. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's hear that intro theme song. Mm-hmm.
Can you just make him stop, please?
Anyway, moving on. Whole bunch of news this week. It's fine. Actually, not really. There was
a bunch.
No, not too much.
There was a bunch.
I think it was a decent.
Let's just go diving right into it. Come on, man. Let's go. Number one. Let's go. Number one.
I think we should start with the thing that happened like right after we finished recording last week.
Oh yeah, start with that.
So it's kind of like week-old news by this point. But
hang on. I'd just like to apologize to our few viewers that the podcast isn't up.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
Yeah. Mike decided to be a cunt.
It's not my fault.
Mike
you guys could have recorded without me.
Shut up.
It
was your choice.
I did fall asleep. And I had stuff to do. Yeah.
Stuff to do?
Mike decided to be a cunt and decided football was more of a priority than the podcast. So we're looking for your replacement.
Yeah. I'm easily replaceable, so.
We know.
I'll hand in my 2 weeks notice next week.
Yeah. I expect it on my desk after we finish recording.
Yes, sir. It's already there.
Perfect. Anyway, moving on. Quite a handful of news this week.
Good
quality news.
A whole fist.
Yeah.
Like good 5 whole fingers.
It's quality
together.
News. Yeah.
Just about ready to sock Mike in the face.
Yep.
Please?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I may have hit him a little too hard there.
He actually did it.
I did. Did I hit you?
Yeah, I'm going to go cry now. I'm going to go cry in my corner now.
Perfect.
Mommy.
Stop. Okay. Why do you make this weird for?
Just be happy I didn't say daddy.
You just did.
Yeah, but in a different context.
Matt, could you turn that volume in your headphones down? It's coming out real loud.
Yeah, there's definitely getting some feedback loop in there.
Nah, it's fine. Alright, moving on. So, what happened last week, right after?
Marcus, this is your...
we talking about those Shovel Knight amiibo?
Those amiibs? Yep.
Yeah. Damn meebs. Yeah, it happened like right when we finished recording. I got home, opened up the friggin' YouTube, and there it was. There was like 3 videos. It's like Shovel Knight amiibo, like 5 minutes, posted 5 minutes ago. So, if only we had waited an extra
we should have recorded a day later last week.
Shut up.
This because of me.
But yeah, we got 3 triple pack Shovel Knight amiibo set with King Knight, Spectre Knight, and Plague Knight, which are the 3 knights who are each getting. Well, King Knight's getting, but Spectre Knight and Plague Knight already have their own DLC story pack. So I'm not entirely sure what they do. I don't think Yacht Club has announced any specifics about what they provide in the game, but.
At this point, let's be honest. Do amiibo functionality really matter?
No.
That's why I still have my Shovel Knight amiibo in the box. However, Yacht Club was good enough to not put that little like metal sheet of paper on the bottom, or that foil sheet, whatever, on the bottom, so that way you can't scan it through the box. This time you can with the Shovel Knight. So I'm not sure if they're going to do the same thing with the 3-pack. They probably will.
Well, I remember hearing they did that only so people didn't scan it in the store
stores,
without buying it. But that's not a problem anymore because they're not on store shelves anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for hitting the desk.
Because they're hard to find. But I'm excited. I'm definitely buying these. I know you guys haven't played Shovel Knight because you guys are... Oh, you've played Shovel Knight?
I have.
It's got on 3DS right there. Can't you see it?
It's right there. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Did you beat it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was good. Did you play the Plague Knight DLC?
I did not know, unfortunately.
You probably can skip it. I still need to play Spectre Knight. We talked about this last week. Plague Knight it's just the way that he controls. It's way different than Shovel Knight, but different in a bad way. It's just not, because it's the first Shovel Knight game, but you're just playing as Plague Knight, and the whole game is pretty much designed to be used with Shovel Knight and the way that he moves and he attacks enemies. But Plague Knight just completely, he arcs when he jumps, and he's just throwing around potions, and it's just not as good as the way Shovel Knight controls. It's not as responsive, but it's not bad. But
was the Torment Knight? Did they change? Is that a whole new
Torment Knight? You mean Spectre Knight?
What are the 3 again?
Spectre, Plague, and King.
Plague and Torment are synonyms. So the Plague Knight one, is that one a whole new world, or is it the same thing?
That's the one I was just talking about.
Oh,
It's a whole new
man.
thing. Just
I need to understand these
attention.
nice guys better.
or just pay attention. To
I
what
was. I
he's
thought
saying.
he said the other one.
I'm sure.
But yeah, Spectre Knight, I'm pretty sure is a bit more of like new. I think it might be a mixture of both, or it might just be a whole new one. I haven't know because I haven't played it yet. But King Knight also includes like its own card game inside of it, like because it's called King of Cards. So
And they've got that like multiplayer mode too. I don't know if you've seen that.
yeah. There was supposed to be
Bros
like
style fighter.
yeah, that's what the Shovel Knight Amiibo gives you multiplayer. But then there were also, I remember back in the day they were like talking about including like a Smash Bros style game and a gender swap where all the male characters turn into female, and then like the 1 or 2 female characters in the game become male. So I don't think they've added those into the game yet. But yeah, I'm excited for these Amiibo. I'll definitely buy them. I
Yeah,
love
we know
Shovel
you will.
Knight. There's other than just like what they have on the Yacht Club store of just like a couple plushes. That's like we don't really get a whole lot of Shovel Knight
It's
merchandise.
rare to get indie
Game merchandise.
Excuse me, to get indie merchandise, especially Amiibo. Like, what other indie games have Amiibo?
Even that with like third parties, just like Monster Hunter and Box Boy is owned by Nintendo, isn't it? Or it's HAL, but I don't know if
it's
Nintendo.
how- No, they own it
Yeah,
for sure.
So
Maybe they don't own it, but I mean, it's close
to
enough.
it.
It's probably second party at worst, you know.
Rights to it at most, or at least.
Yeah, Shovel Knight's on my list to play, but
I mean, I
many
have
games
it.
coming
If
out.
you want to borrow it, I have it.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Or
I
just
don't
buy it
wanna
on
play my 3DS,
Switch.
so I'd rather buy it on Switch. It's worth it to just buy it on Switch.
Yeah, but it's free.
Yeah, but it's worth it to buy it on Switch.
But it's a platform where you're gonna play it once and never play it again.
no, you'll play because of all those DLC.
Let's be real, Mike's not gonna get that far.
Are you saying he's bad at games?
Yes.
Honestly, though, like I don't even play a lot of DLC. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I rarely buy DLC.
Oh, so he's not going to play the Zelda one. Okay, we get it.
He barely played the Zelda one.
You didn't even play Zelda.
I didn't even play the Zelda DLC.
No, you didn't even play Breath of the Wild at all.
Oh yeah, I waited for the first 5 months, didn't I?
Yeah.
Boom, roasted. Talking
exactly
about
what
Marcus
happened.
here because he waited 5 months.
And that frame rate still isn't fixed.
I heard I heard rumors that they're gonna be fixing it soon. So
In
something.
what game are we talking about?
Breath of the Wild.
yeah,
Oh, it's always happens when you like have like a giant explosion.
I walked into
Or
it
a
barely-
waterfall. Or wind.
That part I
didn't
don't.
find that
I don't
though.
find that. The only time I ever find like really bad frame rate issues is where I walk onto Korok Forest.
Yeah,
I walked in the entire game.
I don't know if like before when the first game first came out, that area was a hellhole. Like, I mean, you couldn't like it was literally a
Yeah, it was-
slideshow.
it was not
It's
happening.
better now, but it's still bad.
We'll talk about more Zelda when we get to the end.
Exactly.
Talk about what we're playing.
Moving on.
Someone's been playing.
Yeah. Moving
Some
on.
little nerd boy.
Let's jump right in. So
we already did jump right in. Why you keep wanting to jump in?
because that was last week's news.
Why you
This
gotta
is this week's
distract
news.
him? Why you gotta distract him?
Because the headphones that you just took off are just, I can hear my echo and it's real distracting.
Why don't you just unplug it?
Matt's just pressing buttons. He's gonna delete the whole show.
It's gone. We gotta start over again.
All right, moving on.
Are we good? Yeah, we're good.
How much slower it is now?
What do you mean? It was just the volume.
No,
of the
it was a
headphones.
joke. Chill, fam. Squad.
Anyway, moving on. So the Marvel Avengers game.
From Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah, Marcus is excited.
I'm excited too, man.
Actually,
Crystal
this-
Dynamics made Rise of the Tomb Raider. Don't forget that. Rise of the Tomb
fully
Raider
aware.
was freaking amazing.
I'm excited for this game as well. I'm excited to play as all the Justice League characters and Daffy Duck.
Oh man, Batman! So excited.
Plastic Man.
Yeah,
Hawkman.
yeah. Hot
Recycling
girl.
Man.
Mixes Pitalik.
Non-specific action figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, him too. No, realistically though, Crystal Dynamics is coming up with an Avengers game that will resemble a online third-person action adventure game. I like these kinds of games. I know you don't like these kinds of games. We'll
Well,
get into that
yeah.
topic later, but
Is that all you have for this?
No.
Oh yeah. I remember reading in the news story the one of the job listings they've had for it was something about like some like social like some I can't remember what the title was or what they were describing. It was like some social aspect or social networking of the game, and a lot of people were speculating that it was something close to like maybe like a Destiny or whatever. Or
The Division.
some sort of like maybe shared multiplayer or some sort of multiplayer aspect of it. Yeah. I hope it's not. It is Crystal Dynamics, so I could just totally see them doing what they did with Tomb Raider 1. Tomb Raider 1 had they had their like regular single player, but there was also kind of a tacked on multiplayer aspect that nobody played back on the 360 or when they brought it to or 360 PS3 and when they brought it to the new generations. And I'm hoping that's what this is. I kind of don't want, because I'm a big Marvel fan, and especially when we're getting like AAA, like good quality Marvel games for the first time in fucking years, I'm like super hyped for that. And I really just don't want it to be kind of like the Destiny or Division. I'll probably still give it a chance because it is a Marvel game, but I don't really want say we're playing as like, I don't know, like you have like two Hulks all the time, or I want it to be unique. I want everyone to be like their own thing. I just don't want to see like a billion like Ant-Mans and Wasps and Captain Americas flying around. That's what you have Marvel Heroes Omega for. Granted, that's an MMO, but I feel like if you're going to do a multiplayer Marvel game or a multiplayer game in the Marvel Universe, you already have it set with that. So I feel like it's got to be something a bit more different, but who knows? There are like a bunch of people now trying to grab that shared game world market, with obviously Destiny doing it a couple years ago, but then now Ubisoft with the Division. So I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
I totally agree with everything you just said. Like, I really hope it's the same. Like, you have the single player aspect, like same as Tomb Raider. You have the single player aspect that nothing to do with the multiplayer. And then even like Uncharted 4, you can say something similar like that. I know, like, obviously Crystal Dynamics didn't make that, but I'm saying the same kind of formula. You've got a dedicated multiplayer, but also like the core single player, which is what you go for. And then if you like the multiplayer, you can go to the side as well.
Or if they want to do like a drop in, drop out type of thing, because the problem that I have with a game like say Borderlands or even Destiny, a lot of those are built for multiplayer, for playing with multiple people or playing with friends. I like to be alone. Never talk to me. I don't want to hear people speaking while I'm playing a single player game.
Do not invite Marcus to a party while he's playing a single player game.
God,
you will regret it.
No. Like, unless you're like pregnant or something, I don't want to hear any news. And so it's just annoying. And I want a game to be built for playing. I want a game to be built for playing. That's good for built playing alone, and also like it can reward you for playing with a friend or whatever.
Choice. Yeah, it gives you the choice. If you want to play with friends,
that way
you can.
You don't feel like you're missing out or you're under-leveled if you're not playing with a buddy or two. Or so.
Honestly, that's the exact reason why the Division kind of turned me off, because I knew I'd play it alone, but I also knew that game was designed to be played with friends, and so I figured that I wouldn't be getting the full value of it if I bought it, and I never did. So that's what they lost my purchase on that game.
We're going to talk more about this later on when it comes to games we were playing, but when it comes down to games like this, I actually personally enjoy playing games with other people. What you're saying, what makes 100% perfect sense when it comes down to Marvel game. You have your select people you want to go to, but you don't want to see things like, remember how Overwatch started where you'd see 19 Junkrat's at one point, and then you see
6 Winstons.
You know what I'm talking, like just jump over one barrier and you're like, fuck this game. But it makes total sense. They have to do it where, for example, I'm going to use this as an example because this is the way. I'm going to use this example instead.
Dota 2?
No, Halo 5. Halo 5 did it an okay
Halo
way
5
where
Guardians.
You had 4 people. You can seamlessly jump in and out of a campaign, and you each pick who you want, and that's it. Like, that's the way I see. You can either play it alone or you play it with your friends, and that's it. That's the way that game needs to work.
I agree. Yeah. That's exactly what they should go for here. A situation where it doesn't hurt to be alone, but it doesn't help too much to be with friends.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they should go for.
That's exactly the way they need to do it.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there.
Yeah.
Who knows how they can do it though with like in an Avengers style game where it is third person, you have like so many different types of combat with however many characters. If they're just going to do like the big four with like Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, and Captain America, or if they're going to go crazy and put a bunch more in there. So you have to like adapt all these different play styles, and I want like, is it just going to be like waveless or like ends of waveless and holy crap, I can't talk, waves of endless enemies that you're just like beating up on for no reason? And I don't know, I hope it's like kind of like an Arkham quality game, but just mixed in with like Marvel characters.
Yeah. The whole thing is like, so. By the way, a real quick side note, I enjoyed the multiplayer in Uncharted. I mean, Tomb Raider. It was a lot of fun. Did you go play it or no?
I played it a bit on 360 for like achievements and stuff, but
I went to go play it with Sal. It was actually a lot of fun. Like, I just like the combat though. That's why. Right?
I think I played one match of that.
I thought it was fun.
It was like back then, like near like the end of the 360 and PS3 generation, where everyone was adding in like multiplayer because that was the popular thing, and every game needed to have a multiplayer for some reason.
Yeah. It's fine. Anyway, it's just the whole thing of like, if it were up to me, I would make it so that, and this can put a division in the game, but at the same time can unify a lot of players. So if I were to do a game like that, yes, because they have the MMO style of it. You know, in Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2, or Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse, you can create your own character, and then you use your character and you fight alongside, you know, the big heroes and this and that and whatever, right? So you can either do it in that aspect, or this is the Division line, where it's like there's multiple game modes in this game. So you can do the Halo 5 style game mode where you pick your heroes, one specific hero for one specific person and a set number of players, and you go through your missions and this and that and blah, 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 whatever. And then the second part of it will be your MMO style, create your own character, this and that, whatever. That would be cool too, right? You pick and choose what you want to play. You don't need to play the MMO style if you don't want. You can just play the campaign, quote unquote, but then again, it's a real long shot, and nobody would put the time and effort into doing that, especially for a console game. Unfortunately,
we'll see. They're still if this game, they're saying 2018, but who knows? This game was revealed last year in just a 1 minute CG trailer of close-ups of Captain America's shield and shit. So
I don't see next year. I think it's possible, but
because Crystal Dynamics or Square Enix and Marvel have this deal now where Crystal Dynamics is working on the Avengers game with, I believe, the help with Eidos, but there was also that rumor that now they're working on since Deus Ex Mankind Divided didn't perform that well, so they're putting Deus Ex to bed in this, and there was that rumor that they're probably working on a Guardians of the Galaxy game, so we'll see that. I don't really know the legitimacy of that because we already have the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale series, and people were assuming that they're probably also working on that leaked Tomb Raider game, The Shadow of the Tomb Raider, that some guy just had his document open on a train or something.
Yeah.
So who knows?
And I hope that's real.
Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics and
another Tomb Raider.
Yeah, well, if it is real, probably not Crystal Dynamics. So we'll see if it's.
I want another Tomb Raider.
True, but I mean,
I still feel like Eidos could do a good job, or whoever else.
Yeah, the Tomb Raider formula is pretty much settled. If you just stick to that formula with some new ideas, I think it could still be a great game.
I like the Tomb Raiders.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's next year's. So,
we're getting good Marvel games finally. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm very.
At the end of the day, whatever this game ends up being, I just hope it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts or?
Yeah, Ultimate or Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Make those faces better.
Lego Marvel superheroes.
Oh God, I can't wait.
I know you can't.
That was on sale on the PS4 store for $5.
Yeah, I had it.
And I saw it. I'm like, Marcus would be so proud if I bought this, but I didn't. Sorry.
That's okay. Moving on.
It's probably too hard for you.
That's true. It's a Lego game. Oh my God.
So, at PAX West, COO Randy Pitchford explained that 90% of the company, Gearbox, was actually working on a quote-unquote secret project that, quote, most of you guys want us to be working on. A lot of people assume this is Borderlands 3. I mean, what else would you really assume at this point anyway?
Utopia, the sequel?
I mean, moving on. This is what a lot of people want. I know a lot of people who would be very excited for this game. Again, I do enjoy, playing with your friends, jumping in and out. That's where I find the most fun. I love playing with people.
Maybe it's Battleborn 2.
Wow. Hold on.
Overwatch. Look out.
Whoa.
No, it's obviously
Borderlands
3. I'm not a Borderlands fan, but I do like the Borderlands world. Played Tales from the Borderlands a couple weeks ago. As I lose my voice. That shit was real fun. One of the best stories I've ever played in a game, and probably won't pick up Borderlands 3 or whatever if it's real. I've had my fix with it, and it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
There's some Borderlands style of game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's undoubtable that this is a Borderlands game.
Yeah. And then the remaining 10% of the company is the game. They've been working on the game that we talked about a few weeks back. The Project 1v1. Yeah.
I remember that.
Whatever the fuck that game is, but anyway.
It's a card game.
It's a for FPS card game. What? I'm triggered already listening to it. It's fine.
With the heroes of Battleborn.
Yeah. Third topic of discussion.
It's actually the fourth because we
talked about dim memes.
This week's.
That is this week.
Oh God. Anyway, moving on.
Real late.
Sorry?
I said we started recording real late.
That's okay. Over the weekend, also at PAX, the question was raised about keyboard and mouse support on the Xbox One. Mike Ybarra had this to say, quote, "Keyboard and mouse support is definitely coming. When it does end up in games, he says Microsoft will coach developers, making sure that they give players a choice in competitive games, whether they are playing against users with controllers or keyboards. You will see our first game supporting keyboard and mouse soon, but the tight-lipped on what those games will be. From then, it will be based on developer interest, whether or not they want to implement their own it into their own games." So this is
End
like
quote.
Xbox and PS and PC were already like kind of merging together as one recently, and this is like they're basically the same thing now. Explain to me the difference between an Xbox and a PC, other than the price and like thing. The controller options are the same.
Yeah.
The games are the same. What's the
Steam.
difference?
Yeah, Steam is
Obviously,
the biggest market.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
No, I know what you're saying. They are very similar. They do have the Xbox One companion app, this and that and whatnot. I don't mind, having both the Xbox and a PC to play on. I don't mind that they're merging it. I actually personally am going to.
I feel like the reason they're doing this is for a game like PUBG.
Yeah,
it's coming, still supposedly coming in the early access version for Xbox later this year. So for things like that, Gears 4, probably they'll patch that to have it, or the next Halo, whatever. Just pretty much for your multiplayer games, it's gonna be what this is used for. Microsoft is in the position where they're not winning this console race, so they have the ability to make consumer-friendly moves. So the more that they do stuff like this, adding keyboard support, adding services like Game Pass, and like the making your own controllers, whatnot, just a bunch of this stuff like the Xbox Early Access, they're winning gamers in terms of these services and the hardware that they're making that you're not really seeing on Sony, because why do they need to make it if they're already so far ahead in the lead? So it's cool. Well, this isn't gonna like get people to buy an Xbox, but with this, like Mike was saying, I don't really see what's the difference of if you have a PC, why would you need an Xbox?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, honestly, you don't at that point. They're not. I don't see this as a division of players. I actually see it as they're just bringing. This is what they're trying to do. They're bringing things together, and it's actually they're doing it properly. When it comes down to, it's like, why would I need a PC and an Xbox in my house? Well, I don't. But at the same time, it's like if a person already has one, or this and that, or it depends on the consumer, what they're targeting. Now they're targeting a broader audience, so it's like I have enough money to go buy a PC, and I like playing PC games like Counter-Strike and this and that. But I can now play my Xbox games with my friends if I want to. Cool. Or I have an Xbox. All my friends like Xbox. I only have $600 to spend. Fuck it, I'm going to buy an Xbox.
Yeah, unless they're just trying to get people to like. People who don't have PCs or are thinking about getting a PC to just buy an Xbox One X and just like hook up a keyboard and mouse, and then if they want like their PC fixed, buy like a gaming laptop, and then you can play games on the go or whatever. With
I don't see that working.
With
though.
the Play Anywhere,
I don't see people like PC players saying, now that Xbox has mouse and keyboard support, I'm going to get an Xbox. That doesn't make sense to me. I think that they're even less likely to go now, because now.
It's for people who are thinking about buying one.
Like I said, they're never gonna make the PC player switch. It's not possible.
I think at this point they've made it so that a gamer can get by with a PC, a PS4, and like the Nintendo console. You know what I mean? They've basically run out their Xbox system, and I'm concerned for their sake. I don't think they're going to sell a lot of hardware.
No,
you don't think so?
No.
No, they're like the keyboard support isn't. It's not like a telltale sign of okay, we're giving up this.
Right, for sure, no. But I'm saying
it's
all
just
the
like
signs.
a move that's like shouldn't really be looked at into like a huge.
Right, no, but I'm not talking about that only. I'm talking about the whole everything in general. Like the Play Anywhere program was the first sign of it.
They're definitely still like. They're still making people like they're not porting everything, like all their ideas and all their games to the Xbox. Like you still have the services that are exclusive, like the Game Pass or the EA. What is it? EA Access.
EA Access is an Xbox.
There's still like a bunch of like core Xbox services and stuff that you really can't do on a PC. Yeah. So
and realistically, it's like how do you implement Xbox Live payment into a PC?
Right? That's true. You can. Another reason why you should get a PC and not an Xbox.
But at the same time, it's like to play these kinds of games, you need to spend at least $2,000 or $1,000.
I agree. I'm just saying
they're targeting a broader audience. This is what they're doing. They're not making a line. And first, this also gives me a good option as well, right? For some things, I like keyboard and mouse better. Like I play a lot of first-person shooters. First-person shooters, you need to be. It depends on
whatever you're comfortable with.
It depends on what you're comfortable with, yes, but it also depends on the game you're playing. If I'm playing PvE Destiny, nobody gives a fuck.
That's player versus environment, Mike.
Yeah. So I mean, cool, a controller works because I don't need to be accurate. Like, it's not, anything like that. But if I'm playing a game like Gears of War is weird. Gears of War, you need a controller. I tried it on a mouse and keyboard. It sucks ass, so don't do it. But a first-person shooter like Halo would work, Counter-Strike would work. The precision that a mouse gives you, rather than a controller, because a controller has dead zones, rather than a mouse, which is extremely pinpoint accurate. Right? It only makes sense. Some games like an RTS, where you select a lot of units all at the same time, that can work with a mouse. A game like
a city builder.
Well, even that's can be with a controller. Like it
but
depends
like
on
games
what
that
you're
are
playing.
like preferred on like one platform or another. Yeah.
It depends on what you're playing. Now that people have that option, it's like, why can't I just go buy a shitty mouse and keyboard and just play like that, right? You know, it works. It gives people that option, and enjoy this idea.
And it's just helping people also, for people who probably get Xbox One X's and are playing the cross-platform games, like in the future, probably Gears 5 or whatever, and Halo 6. Those multiplayer options, they can finally go toe-to-toe with a PC player. And
that's true.
The what's it called? You can already play Gears of War 4.
Yeah, with PC.
With PC
you
people
opt into it.
Yeah.
Though. So it's not, they're not like putting you in. You have to like accept that if you want to play with them. But yeah, this is people who don't have a PC but like to play competitive Halo. And if they're just going to get their asses kicked using a controller, then they can get a keyboard and mouse and actually play like on a level playing field with them.
A part of me wants it, but a bigger part of me does not want it. Does not want mouse and keyboard support for Halo. This is just a real side topic. It's just like Halo's always been played a certain specific way. There's a very big, draw, or I guess,
a line in the
center, yeah, about how you play Halo. If you play it the old-fashioned way, where RB is your action button, and or X is your action button. Like, it all depends on what button do you jump with, and what this, and you know what I'm saying, right? Mm-hmm. It's like the Halo 3 style or the Halo 5 style, like which way do you play, right? But I mean, I don't know. I kind of want mouse and keyboard for it, but at the same time, I don't. It's just one of those games where I find that you don't need it. You can be very accurate with a mouse, or just with a controller, regardless. I don't know. That's just my thought, but some people would disagree with me and be like, no, mouse and keyboard all the way, or no controller, or whatever. I don't care. But that's just my thought.
I don't think there's any argument to be made, though, that like you'd get your ass handed to you probably if you're playing with a controller compared to someone who's playing on a keyboard and mouse, just because of the amount of accuracy.
Unless you're really good.
Yeah, wouldn't you think like people usually say that people are better players when they play with mouse and keyboard, but what if like the best person in the world plays with a controller?
They take the mouse keyboard's ass.
It depends.
Like, if you were that good with a controller, you could beat people with a mouse and keyboard. That person is like a god at playing.
Yeah. I mean, for example,
I don't think that person exists.
When I switched to Overwatch on the PC... shut up, Mike.
What'd you say, Mike?
Nothing.
When I switched to Overwatch on the PC, I played with a controller first for ages. I didn't want to play with a mouse and keyboard. I didn't like it at first. I did switch to a mouse and keyboard. The first game I switched back, I had a 93% hook accuracy with Roadhog. Mm-hmm. But it's just... it was like 20, 25 hooks that I threw as well. Like, I was throwing hooks. So, I mean...
R.I.P. Roadhog.
Yeah. So, no, they buffed him again. Didn't they not?
He's like a roller coaster, that boy.
Yeah,
that big hog boy.
Anyway.
They can't decide what they want to do.
No, they can't. But, I mean, you do see improvements. Like, yes, it will take a little bit to get used to, but somebody who's constantly playing on PC, somebody who's playing on controller, it's super easy for me to go back and forth, and it's just like, all right, But it's my own... tidbit there, 5-minute rant, so it's fine. Yeah. Cool. I'm very surprised you guys didn't throw shade at me for liking mouse and keyboard.
No, man, I'm all about them Wii remotes.
The worst controllers ever, or?
No, I didn't say the N64 controller.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's a weird controller.
Yeah, it is.
Why do we need 3 legs for this thing?
I never understood, where do you hold it?
You're supposed to hold it one hand always in the center, and then another hand on either left or the right, whatever you're doing. So.
It's just a dumb controller.
And then after that, analog stick just screwed up kids' hands when they were playing Mario Party, and Nintendo had to ship out gloves to everyone. Or, here, put these so that way you don't fuck up your thumbs.
Solid controller.
Oh my goodness.
You know that the nunchuck is just the center portion of the N64 controller?
Yeah.
But at least it's in a separate hand and makes sense and not in the middle of the
I was
controller.
just giving out some quick facts. Some quick Nintendo facts.
Can you picture this scenario? So picture the N64 controller, but the middle knob is reversed and it's on the top.
It'd just be a better controller.
Right? It would make more sense like this.
You'd be like a fucking pilot.
Playing Mario Kart, the whole controller shifts forward and back. It's the first implementation of gyro controllers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking out for liftoff. Your 1-up mushrooms and stars are coming with the the flight attendant soon.
Thank you, Marcus.
It's your pilot Luigi.
Wow.
Let's go.
Woohoo! All right, moving on.
You have to get in those
Yeah, of course.
like every pilot.
The long pauses and whatnot. So, Nintendo, after partnering with SanDisk, revealed an SD card that is required to experience the full content of some of their certain games. For example, later this year, NBA 2K18 is releasing on the 15th. It is going to require an SD card for your Switch to play. Side note, your Switch will actually take up to 2 terabyte micro SD cards. Those are super expensive, so I don't recommend buying. But good to know that that is the maximum storage on your Switch. Thoughts?
Well, we already knew that the Switch was gonna need SD card or micro SD cards if you wanted to buy a whole bunch of games, or if like you wanted games like these, like NBA 2K or whatever kind of AAA games they get in the future that are actually new and not just like Skyrim or whatever that are like years old. It's fucking the par for the course. They didn't say like you wouldn't be able to you're not going to be able to play the game if you have it. You can play the game, you're just not going to be able to get certain features and certain parts of certain modes of the game. But I'm pretty sure no one's really going to be upset. Like they've got to have like something on the case being like memory card required or whatever.
They do, yeah.
They do.
Showed
Yeah.
Rockstar of it.
Yeah. So basically, the way this is going to work is both on the eShop and on the physical game case themselves, it will say memory SD card required. Retailers will start receiving SanDisk Nintendo themed SD cards. They're probably going to be more expensive because A, they're for the Switch, B, they have Nintendo's logo on it, and you know. But regardless, honestly, just walk into your local Best Buy and just grab one for fucking whatever. Or even Amazon has them for cheap too, to be honest.
Yeah,
I wanted to get one, but they're I don't know. I can't find any like good cheap ones on Amazon.
I got a 64.
No, but I want like a 256 or something.
Those are expensive. That's the problem.
I know.
Like, I mean, I got a 64 for like $35, $40.
That's expensive for like a tiny little thing,
right? But that's for SD cards, though. That's not too bad, right? I mean, this is super overpriced, so this is not a good price range. I sell SD cards for 64 gigs for $70 and 128 for $99.
Yeah, solid.
That's not when I can buy 64 for half the price on Amazon, right?
Yeah. If anything, I might just like go for a 128. But yeah, I just want something big because I know that later on there's going to be like I'm just going to be playing this for years, and there's going to be a bunch of digital games that I buy. So
no, I know.
Yeah, it's better to spend a little more money now and be settled for the future. Then
keep in mind, I actually went to go look at the eShop because I haven't looked at it. I think I looked at it like 1 or 2 times when the Switch first launched. I never had the need to go back into the eShop until I went to go buy Sonic Mania, and oh my god, there's a lot of games on there. Honestly. Yeah, I'm very shocked. From launch till now, like there's a shit.
Remember when you said there were no games on the Switch?
There's a lot of things on there. I didn't realize until I went to go look at it. There's a fuck ton of shit on there.
Yep.
But
there's a fuck ton of shit on there.
Physically, there's literally negative. There's a solid maybe like 9 games. But oh well, it's fine.
My turn.
Your turn, because nobody cares except for you.
So we got some new Fire Emblem Warriors details. I know you guys are all excited to hear this. So first off, I don't know if you remember in Hyrule Warriors, they had the 2 modes. They had like the original story,
and then like the map,
right? The adventure mode, right? Basically a homage to the Legend of Zelda. In this game, or in Fire Emblem Warriors, that is, they have the same story mode with the original story. Those 2 new twin characters. I don't know if you've seen them.
Martha and Lucina.
No.
Robin and Ike.
No.
Robin
new
and Ike.
Character. They're original characters. I know you're just being facetious.
Corrin
but
and
original
Bayonetta.
Characters. Close.
Linkle.
Anyways, but
Tinkle?
They replaced the adventure mode that was in Hyrule Warriors with something called history mode, where you replay through the story
World War II
of each of the Fire Emblem games that are represented. So the original, Fire Emblem Awakening, and Fire Emblem Fates. But see, what's interesting about this is that you play it as like a Fire Emblem game with the grid based, and then you don't go into like the classic Warriors gameplay until you interact with an enemy, and then you jump into like a battlefield scenario. So it sounds pretty interesting. It's a great way to merge the 2 series, which is what this game basically is. Obviously, it merged between Fire Emblem and the Warriors.
Or Zelda just pretty much just had like the weapons are themed around it, and you'll find a chest.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going a little bit more with Fire Emblem Warriors, because I guess they figured that Hyrule Warriors was such a success. They figured this game's gonna be the same, so they can afford to spend more. So yeah, and apparently they're going to announce 3 new characters at TGS. Which should be cool. Hopefully we get Azura in there.
Yeah. Azura.
You know who that
I
is?
agree. Of course, man. She's the goddess of lightning.
Close. She's the one with the really long blue hair and Fates.
You could probably name any Fire Emblem character, and they all have really long blue hair.
Touche.
Probably.
So yeah, super excited for that.
Is Ike in there?
In Fire
Emblem Wars.
Probably.
Hey, what about
If they
that?
maybe it'll be him. Maybe it'll be Roy. Roy's our boy.
What about that one from Smash Brothers with green hair? She's the angel in Smash Brothers. when
Oh,
you taunt
Palutena, yeah.
with the pole dance.
That's Kid Icarus.
No,
I know.
Maybe it'll be
It's more
Lucario.
Fire Emblem characters.
It's not Fire Emblem. They should have Kid Icarus.
Maybe they'll just
Warriors.
like have Master Chief in there for no reason, and like he's doing a bunch of like anime kick flips and shit.
Nah. Master Chief or Smash Man. That'd be legendary.
That would be amazing,
Right?
His I need a weapon.
It's Smash Bros, so they're not going to allow him to actually have guns. So
That's true.
Why? There's guns in the game.
in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Snake he only had explosives. There were no actual guns.
But there's that gun item, the Star Fox gun.
That's a ray gun,
Touche.
and then like the Super
What's the difference
Scope.
between a ray and a bullet?
Fuck man, ask
Explain the difference.
There
to
is
me.
no difference.
I'm gonna call Reggie
Sakurai.
right now.
Go ask Sakurai.
No.
The what's it called? Just picture it in Smash Ball. He gets the Smash Ball, and
We're still talking about Master Chief.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Classic John.
oh yeah. He's like, I need a weapon, and then and then you go flying and like a pelican, and just
I'm telling you, man, it'd be awesome.
Oh my
If
god!
there's one character I want in Smash, it's him.
Spartan laser.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm fangirling a little too hard.
Mario just gets pelleted with a freaking needler.
Can you imagine?
I'm telling you, man.
Just walking around, sticky. They start throwing little glowing blue balls. Where, hey, what's this?
The winning screen is just him teabagging.
I'll tell you, this has to happen, man.
Oh my goodness.
People wanted Banjo, man. No, just get Master Chief. Get old John 117 in there.
Fuck yeah. I'm in. It's amazing. It's quite amazing. Last piece of news this week. This is cool because I've never
This was
played
really good. I was not expecting this at all.
it. You okay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway.
Guessing L.A. Noire.
Yeah. So this is cool because I've never played it and I wanted to play it. LA Noire is coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, VR as well. November 14th.
Yep.
The VR version comes out with 7 cases, which is cool. And then
Only 7.
It's not the game in VR. It's just
Yeah,
the
no,
LA
it's just-
Emerald.
I know.
Yeah.
But it is cool. Like, it's a detective game, yeah.
And well, to me, it's just like Rockstar's doing a VR, or like there's a Rockstar fucking title in VR. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine
Potentially.
GTA.
And on
GTA.
Switch. Like, there's so many news titles
Yeah.
here other than just the game.
why is it LA Noire? Who the fuck
Yeah,
knows?
who
Why isn't
who cares
why
about the
isn't
game?
It Red
It's the
Dead,
fact of what Rockstar.
why isn't it Red Dead Redemption or?
Listen, I never played LA Noire. I heard it was fantastic. So
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember a couple weeks ago when I walked into your store and I spent a few hours there? I actually walked over to the Xbox backwards compatibility list and looked to see if LA Noire was on because I was actually interested in getting it, and then they announced this, which is perfect because now I'm definitely going to get it for
I
Switch.
played it on
Exactly.
360.
it is $10 more on Switch.
Cartridge,
If you were to buy the physical, it was a 3-disc game back in the day.
actually,
Yeah,
3
for
discs?
360. Yeah.
Damn. You know, I've never played a game
Yeah,
that had
it
more
was.
than one disc. Never.
I remember it near the end of the 3. It was mainly the 360 that had these games. The PS3 never really had multiple discs. It's because
Yeah.
the 360 before there used to be like games where it would be like you've done disc 1 now insert disc 2, but like later on it happened with like GTA 5 and Halo 4, whereas you have to download a certain part of the game. You download like the multiplayer or whatever, download a part of the campaign, and then you never have to put in that disc again.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, I believe Ghosts, Halo 4 was like that, GTA is like that. I don't know.
Pretty much
You know
when
what?
you start getting to the end.
Yeah. You know what I fucking hate? When people come in EB Games and they bring me the Mass Effect collection for 360 and PS3, but I hate it because it's a big box. It's like, oh, there's probably like 2 discs in here. Pop it open, flaps open twice, and there's 7 discs.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck. And then
And there's one missing.
what's it called? No, yeah, there's either one missing or fucking BioWare decides, oh, I gotta make the hardest freaking button to press in, so the game needs to like physically bend in order for me to take it out of this damn package. Such a bitch.
But I was shocked that we're even talking about LA Noire in 2017.
Right.
It was an alright game. Like, it wasn't anything. I have a friend who like really fucking loves it. The detective shit in it is really fun. The one thing that I didn't like is the driving. The driving is like incredibly goddamn slow. You're never gonna go anywhere because you're in like the 30s or 40s or whatever. So.
I'm surprised. You should like that kind of driving.
Oh yeah, I'm a slow driver. But it's like trying to get away, and you're taking like 5 minutes to get to the end.
You
of the road.
You're in a high speed police chase on the side of the road. You're moving like this. There's the coppers behind you, same speed. I'm gonna get you. You turn around, bang bang. Fred Flintstone, rolls by with his stupid car.
Yeah.
Solid.
I definitely like. If they were to have just announced this and been like, it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One, I probably would have. That's cool.
It would have been just another.
For it to come to Switch, I'm kind of tempted to actually buy it on Switch to actually play a game like this on the go because playing a game like Breath of the Wild now or whatever, like an open world game, is pretty fun because we've never really had the option to have a console quality open world on the go, and for something like LA Noire, which is an alright game, it's good, but. I really want to try that on Switch.
Yes, so I'm definitely interested in this game for a couple of reasons. One, because I'm actually interested in the actual game, like I mentioned before. I was probably gonna buy it before. Now I can just buy it, on current console, which is great. And second, I just want to show Rockstar that there's money to be made on Switch.
Do you think it'll? Like, we saw ARMS fucking go past 1 million copies on Switch when it launched. Do you think it'll do this? Do you think it'll do Rockstar?
That's what Rockstar saw. They saw that ARMS did so well, and they're like, maybe we could get
because there isn't a bunch of like. I'm assuming this is coming to. It's going to be a physical release as well. So
yeah, for sure it will be. I think it's a little kind of difficult to see especially because of the $10 increase. I think a lot of people are going to be like, well, I could get it on Switch, but I'd rather get it on Xbox because it's save $10 and it's console.
I also think, like, with LA Noire, it's so far removed. Like, I don't really think a bunch of people really played it or even know what it was now.
Yeah.
For, like, there are a whole bunch of new people playing games or who are probably, like, too young to even want to play a game like LA Noire back then, who are older and can play, and who will play more mature games now. And I feel like with an audience like the Switch, it could potentially pass, like, it could sell a couple 100,000 or even pass that 1 million mark. I would hope it does, and like maybe you'd get like a GTA 5 or Red Dead Redemption remake, a remaster on Switch.
That'd be amazing.
If there's no way you're getting like Red Dead Redemption 2 or whatever, or GTA 6 on there, but as long as you could get like any Rockstar classics or if you could do like a virtual console with Rockstar games, because they did do it a bunch for PS4 and Xbox One, where you have Bully on there. They put out the Warriors, old GTA games. There's a bunch of like old Rockstar games on there. So I feel like if LA Noire does succeed on the Switch, and maybe even if it just does like it's a moderate success on the platform, you could probably see them porting over their other games to Switch. I feel like because they even have them on they have like GTA San Andreas and GTA 3, I think, on tablets. So, and smartphones.
San Andreas.
I'm not sure about San Andreas.
San Andreas is on both what you said, and it is also re-released again for the 360.
It is, yeah, but like,
PS3.
But yeah, for it being on like tablets and shit, like the old GTA games, I feel like if people would buy it on tablet, people were playing a game like that on tablet is complete like trash with those controls. I can't stand them. If you were to put that on a Switch, I think that would be really freaking cool.
Yep. So I think that's
I feel like
here.
There's more to this here than just LA Noire coming to Switch.
Yeah, and what's important to note here is it's not really a remaster of this game. It's more of just a report.
I was
like updated resolution.
I was looking at the descriptions of for each for the game on each platform, and like the Xbox One and PS4 versions, I think they did list it's like some technical improvements, but the Switch one.
Yeah,
didn't,
I think they said 1080p on Xbox One and 4K on PS4
this is definitely
Pro.
just the PS3 and 360 version.
Yeah, basically, but that shows you how this is totally a test by Rockstar. This is totally Rockstar saying, let's see what the Switch can do. Let's see what we can sell, and maybe we can bring the GTA 5 or whatever other games, Red Dead Redemption 1.
I'm just so shocked that it isn't that they haven't remastered Red Dead. Like, we had that whole thing where they made it backwards compatible on 360, and they it's available on PS Now if you have that, but not a lot. I don't really think a bunch of people are using PS Now. At least if they are, they're not really like active about it, or like no one's communicating and saying how much they love it. But if they were to just like re-release that onto the digital storefronts now, I feel it would sell millions.
I feel like when they released it on backwards compatibility, it got so much media hype anyways.
I went back and played it again.
Yeah, you went back. I borrowed a copy from someone I knew, so like people went back and they played it. So I don't think that. I think they saw everybody's reaction to it and figured they didn't even need to bother putting the manpower to remaster it when they could just backwards compatible it, and then they could probably make a whole bunch. Of course, that doesn't tap into the PS4 market, which I'm sure there was a market for there, but they've probably got enough from Xbox to warrant not even bothering making the remaster.
There's got to be something there, because it's not even like that they did what they did with Bully and the old GTA games, that they just re-released them on the PS4 store. They just only made it backwards compatible. I don't know why they just don't re-release it, unless it's like I'm just stupid and there is something like way harder that they can't figure out. But it's Rockstar. I feel like they can. Maybe they're just waiting.
Unless it's an incentive and you get it when you get Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, that's possible. Like they did with Dishonored 2. Not they, but
they're going to wait for that second delay for Red Dead 2 and then be like, but wait, here you go, Red Dead 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
And it's coming to Switch.
It's not happening. It depends on how Noire does. How Noire does.
Little side note, for those of you who haven't, and I'm included in this, they're physically releasing Limbo and Inside on the Xbox and PlayStation.
That came out in August,
Yeah. So, just
I don't know how you thought of that, but
I just popped into my head when you started talking about all these.
Yeah, you need to buy that. You need to buy that game.
But you already saw how Inside is, right?
Yeah, I've seen it already.
I'd
play it again. No, I'd play it again. I'd play it again.
How about Limbo? Have you seen Limbo?
No, but I own Limbo. It was free on the.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was free like everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, go play that. Stop playing whatever you're playing right now.
Inside.
I can't. We'll get to it. Actually, you know what? Moving on. Segment now is the what have we been playing this week? I always have Marcus start.
I think you should start tonight, Matt.
Me? Oh,
yeah. Because we know what you've been playing. We know you're super excited to talk about it.
I am. Okay.
It's almost his destiny to talk about it.
You've been playing Solitaire.
Spider or regular?
Spider, obviously.
Oh, I love Spider Solitaire.
Just a bunch of them hearts.
Obviously. So I have, I've been playing Destiny 2.
But you hate Activision.
Well, not my favorite company.
Go back to episode, what was it, probably 6, where you said that?
Anyway, moving on.
I'm pretty sure he even said he's not going to play Destiny.
I did. At one point, I did say that I was not.
This guy's flip-flopping around.
I am flip-flopping.
It's like wearing sandals.
So I have every right. I had every right, as well as a lot of other people, to actually say that they didn't want to bother trying Destiny 2, considering how little content was in the first original base game. By the 4th expansion, the game was very, very, according to players that I did talk to, the game was very well done. A lot of things were there that should have been there from day one, and this and that, whatever. So I'm very skeptical. There it is. Sorry, I apologize. Spectacle.
All them glasses.
Wearing those glasses.
Even now, I do own the game. I've put a few hours into it, actually, about at least 10 to 12 hours.
Whoa, jeez.
No, maybe not that much.
Calm down there, buddy. Jeez.
Anyway, I've been enjoying it, honestly.
Fucking Guardian Matthew over here.
Like,
what kind of race did you pick? Whatever they're called.
Hunter.
I actually
Warlock.
Hunter's the only one I know. So
I actually just moved my character over from the Xbox from Destiny 1, so I was a hunter.
Yes, I knew it.
Yeah. Anyway, so overall, I am enjoying it. I do really enjoy the co-op with friends and whatnot as well, right? So I mean, this game is up my alley. Destiny 1, I did get it on launch day as well, back in 2014. Fell out of it very quickly, considering the lack of content basically that was there. I bought it again, honestly, just to try. I have the opportunity still to get rid of the game for full value. Hence why I did end up trying it and picking it up. Was very surprised, honestly. There's a lot of things in Destiny 1 that were not there, that are now here in Destiny 2. The game itself, even though it looks very similar, runs a lot smoother, textures are better. There's an actual story this time, right? I do encourage you at least to pick it up and try it. You can do it, but it very does much remind me of a Halo co-op story missions. Any of them, honestly. That's what I enjoy. That's what I grew up with. So I mean, it really hits home to that. You too, I do recommend you picking up it as well. It would be a lot of fun, considering we can all just sit there and play it together. As per the grinding, so basically the way it works is enemies you kill, loot you pick up, and whatever. It basically throws it in your face now. More or less, you don't need to really work for it that much. I know a lot of people, they like grinding for things that they want. The whole grinding aspect was to get that one specific item that will drop, 0.1% of a chance, so they would just sit there for hours grinding the same group of enemies. I personally don't like doing that. I like getting through stuff, getting my items, armor sets and whatever. You'll change basically armor sets and weapons at least twice every level if you want, right? That's how often you're getting things now. So the grind is there, but at the same time, you don't need to work for it as much as you did. The public events are super fun. The story's not too bad. The side quests are actually really enjoyable as well. Even playing by myself, I have been playing by myself. I've been playing with people. All of it's a lot of fun. Considering, so for example, if you guys get it tomorrow, I want to come join you. I can come join you at any point. It doesn't matter. Nothing's going to be overpowered. I'm not going to be overpowered compared to you guys. It's going to be balanced.
Do they balance you depending on what level you're playing with?
Yeah,
what
exactly.
level players you're playing with?
If you guys are in my fire team, I believe I get shrunken down.
Oh, wow.
To your level.
What if you have like legendary weapons or whatever? Or do they nerf them?
It doesn't matter. I mean, it all depends on where we are, what we're doing. But the thing is, you can't join me if you haven't completed... So if I'm on Chapter 4 of the story, and you're not there yet, you can't come and help me because, well, spoilers for you. But I can come and help you. Like, that's the way that works. That's why I'm saying, you can grab it, you can play by yourself, you can play with me, you can do whatever you want, right? It's a lot of fun. Honestly, I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm very surprised. I don't know where, though, I'm going to continue playing it. That's the problem. That's the struggle I have. I think I'm leaning just keeping it on the Xbox and saying, fuck it, whatever. I have a character built up already on it. Because the PC edition does come out on the 21st of October, I believe. I could be wrong, but...
Yeah, sometime in October.
Sometime in October, regardless. So I got to decide where I'm going with it. But if you guys decide, hey, fuck it, I want to try it,
Yeah, we talked about this off air a bit. Like, honestly, unfortunately, I'm not in a position where I can play every game that comes out as much as I'd like to. I can't, and when we can't play every game, you got to pick some games you can't play. And FPS are usually the games I pick. So, sorry, Matt.
Marcus?
Am I talking about why I don't want to play Destiny or what I'm playing?
Either or, up to you.
Oh yeah, the reason why I just don't want to play Destiny is because Destiny just doesn't appeal to me from the little bit that I played of Destiny 1 and the beta and whatnot, and just the fact that it's not my kind of game. I don't really want to be playing with other people, and sci-fi is just complete hit or miss for me, and that story does not intrigue me at all. And did they still have Nolan North as that guard, or is that little thing? The thing that they replaced Peter Dinklage for?
The Watcher.
I believe so. No.
That little star thing?
I believe so. I don't remember.
Shout out to Nolan North, man. What a great guy.
He's a great guy. Great boy.
Yeah.
As Matt quickly Googles it. Faster. Google. Type.
He probably is. He's in everything.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Way to go, man. Nathan Drake.
Deadpool.
The guy from Assassin's Creed.
It's fine.
But yeah, I've been playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Very nice.
It's a little new indie game. It came out a little while ago. I think I'd finally give it some recognition. But yeah, you guys have obviously played this. Matt, have you beat it yet?
I'm really taking my time with it. I got basically everything to do.
So yeah, the answer is no.
Everything's done with the main quest. I just need to rush the castle, and I'm not doing it yet because I'm focusing on the DLC. I'm focusing on the side quests. Take my time. Game's not going anywhere.
I took my time to 185 hours.
Yeah, well,
it's definitely fun. I said before how whenever I play games like this, I usually like to go for the main quests and then do side quests afterward. But and I really don't like when a game forces you to do side quests in order to be sufficient enough to continue through main quests.
Like The Witcher.
But at least in Zelda, I feel like instead of it just like putting it in your face, you just like want to go explore something and you want to get these side quests done because it's like something different along like every corner. It's fun in those aspects, so I actually want to be doing these side missions and like finding seeds or whatever and just like exploring. There is some stuff I don't like about the game. Just the climbing one, I feel like it's so slow at times.
It is,
like, especially when you have like not a lot of stamina.
I feel like the stamina wheel in general, like just not really a fan. It makes no sense at times where why is it that when you're just like hanging out on a cliff you're not getting any stamina drained, but when you're just flying in the air and you're Link is just standing, he's just like holding on to like two pieces of cloth that's like draining a whole bunch of his stamina. That makes
video game
sense.
logic.
Yeah. The stamina, or the climbing and stamina really bothered me.
But to be fair, I mean, the climbing, like, I understand how you don't like the mechanics of the climbing, but the actual fact of, like, the existence of the climbing is pretty cool. You gotta admit.
It's cool.
It changes the way you play a game like that. Like, I've just finished Horizon, and, like, it's totally different. The way you look at an area, you can say, how do I get up there? And Horizon, you gotta go around or something. Zelda, you just go straight through.
Horizon, I also didn't like the climbing, because I feel like they tried to do something with, like, Uncharted and Tomb Raider, where they had, like, those little, like, white or yellow marks where it's like, this can be climbed, but it was only in like certain parts,
and when it wasn't, you had to like jump on those little like extensions of rock that you sometimes I wasn't even sure if those were designed to be in the game or if they would just happen to be there.
There are like ways that you can just like screw around with and get Aloy to get to places where it shouldn't really be.
Yeah, exactly.
But in Zelda, I just don't find climbing all that fun either. It just takes way too long, because it's not like an Uncharted. I love the climbing in Uncharted. That's one of my favorite things to do in any game ever, is like the Uncharted climbing, just because like the cinematics that are attached to it and everything, and like the whole scope of how you're getting from like one place to another, and you actually feel like you're doing stuff, and it's like different every time, rather than just I'm climbing on this one rock. It's going to take me like 30 seconds to get from the bottom to get to the middle for me to fill up my stamina again. Then I can continue, and then maybe I'll get some like random rock thrown on me, and then I'll get a game over, and then I have to try and get there again.
No, I definitely get what you're saying for that.
That, and also the combat, I'm not a fan of. I feel it's just so basic, and there's not really much to do with it.
Yeah, early on, I agree.
Yeah, there are different types of weapons, but I don't feel like they're really that different. You have like swords and spears, but like other than like the spears being able to like launch them as a javelin, it's not really that unique, because you also have like boomerangs that you can throw around, and also you can even throw any of your weapons as long as it's not your freaking bow and arrow or shield for some reason,
or the fire rod.
Or those rods. I just don't really feel like I haven't found a weapon that's like fun to use. I haven't found like an enemy that I had like fun taking down, because even like, I guess I'll go into a bit of spoilery stuff because the game's been out for a while, but I went to like the Eventide Island where they just strip you of all your items. And did you guys both complete this island?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. The one part where you're just getting like 3 different balls, and you have to like put them into like all these different sockets in order to find a shrine. Well, the whole island is pretty much your shrine. So you do that, and one of like the balls is attached to like a necklace of what are those things called? The Hinox? Yeah. And like fighting it was like it was tense. It was fun like running away from it, but I wasn't really doing much. All I was doing was pretty much like gathering my bombs, just throwing them and like detonating them when they like hit his face, or just like shooting him with like the 6 arrows that I have. That concept of the island was fun, and I like that it threw something different at me. It's just when presented with combat, it's just not really all that fun. But it's just kind of like boring.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's very repetitive. You once you fought in like 1 or 2 or 3 enemies, you fought them all.
They have these cool mechanics with like the shield surfing and like being able to slow down time when you're in midair with your bow and arrow. But I feel like you're never put in a position where you can use that to your benefit, unless you're bum rushing an enemy. You just do it once, but you can't really ever do it again. So you're just like stuck slashing enemies, or just like hiding away and throwing bombs, or like throwing your bow or launching arrows.
Yeah. So. I think the main attraction of the combat is the fact that you can fight so many different ways. You know, like I remember I was watching you play, and you were using your bombs a lot. You were using like your arrows a lot, and I played the game totally different. I would go in with my sword and just flurry rush them all day. And I think that's the appeal of it: the fact that you can do anything you want with any of your weapons. But yeah, if you choose one path and you keep using that same thing, it can have to get repetitive. Yeah,
it's definitely a good game. I wouldn't know if I'd say it's my game of the year this year. It's definitely up there, but out of the few games that I played that have actually come out this year. Other than that, the main other than you have the shrines in the game, which aren't really dungeons, but they're just like
mini dungeons.
They're like mini dungeons. But the first actual dungeon I played with that like divine beast, the elephant dude, Varuta. It was fun. I liked the more cinematic approach that they took when you're first before you enter it. But when you get into it and you complete the boss at the end, it's really easy. I thought I had a shrine that I took more. Like I'm in a shrine right now that I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, as opposed to like freaking the boss at the end of the Divine Beast, which is all I did was just chuck arrows at him.
Yeah, I feel like they made most of the Divine Beasts pretty not easy, but not difficult either. You know, that perfect balance where you can get through it without getting stuck, but also not just flying through it.
Because I think the problem is with Breath of the Wild compared to other ones. Like, you can say that this is a negative or a positive, whereas old Zelda games, you were pretty much given a new item before or during any dungeon, and that dungeon was pretty much designed around that new item and using it, whether it be like a hook shot or it was your bow and arrow, whatever the hell it was. And now you pretty much get everything right from the start. Like, within the first, 40 minutes, you've got all the weapons and all the abilities you're going to use for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think from what I've been playing. And you use them so often. I guess that's the reason why. You're instantly like, okay, let me just see if I can move anything here with my magnesis, or if I can pause time with the stasis or whatever.
Yeah.
So you're instantly just doing that, and there's not really much else. There's just 3 actual unique tools, if you want to count bombs, 4. And that's pretty much it. Whereas Skyward Sword had a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch.
Twilight
of
Princess too had
Twilight Princess.
But there's a weird balance where you got to get, because Twilight Princess had too many items. Everybody would agree with that. They had too many. So it's kind of finding the balance between. I think Breath of the Wild did it pretty well because there's a limited number of abilities, but you had so many uses for each ability. I know stasis, you can use it to just stop something and hit it and change something.
All right, so technical difficulty, but just to conclude, Breath of the Wild. A lot of things I like, some things I dislike. Definitely not my favorite Zelda so far.
I'm curious, what's your favorite Zelda?
Link Between Worlds or Link to the Past. I don't know. Even though they're the same world and shit, but
yeah, Link Between Worlds is great.
I've always liked top-down Zeldas more than 3D, the open world Zeldas. So
yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Get it in stores now. Breath of the Wild. There you go.
My turn?
No.
And we're done.
Sad.
Okay.
Hey, what have you been playing?
Well, I just want to finish off. I finished Horizon Zero Dawn.
Perfect.
And I love that game, like I said last week. But I think last week we talked a lot about the combat. But I think we didn't really talk about the story. Not in specific, but I really like the story of that game. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the main things that makes it better than... Not better, but it stands out from Zelda. Because Zelda, as you know, the story is not really there for people.
It's just generic.
Yeah, right?
It's
but Horizon has this really interesting, it takes such a generic concept of, robots taking over the world, and it puts it to such a unique and interesting angle. And I really enjoyed that. I also liked the ending sequence. I'm not going to say what it is.
Where it sets it up so perfectly for a sequel or something else in the world.
Yeah. And I'm really excited for that, and I'm really excited for that DLC too. I'm definitely going to get that now. I've decided. So, November 7th. Really excited for that. And yeah, Horizon was a fun game.
Also, just note, Destiny PC comes out October 24th.
That is true.
I went to go look at it. Anything else?
Cool. No, that's all I've been playing.
I've actually been playing one more thing. I've been playing Sudoku. I'm stuck on a puzzle where I don't know where the sixes go. So if anyone has any tips, just email us at nothingbutgamespodcast@gmail.com. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks.
Thank you, Marcus.
Sudoku?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said Sudoku.
Senpaku?
Senpai, as the kids like to say.
Okay, we're going to be ending the podcast there.
Great place to end it right there.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day. Apologize for it being late again, but don't worry about it. Next week we'll be back on track. Take care. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Keep on trucking.